get involved or just wish us happy holidays. Get involved by going to donandgino.com, DonandGino.com. It's that easy. Click on the Listen and Chat Live, and you can join us here in the Vault, our new custom-built studios just for us right here at the Vault in Cherry Creek Mortgage Studios.
Cherry Creek Mortgage Studios.
Yeah, it's the same.
Not
as
exactly,
the
but I
Vault
get it.
Media Studios, but you know. Bottom line is, and we have Furman behind the magic curtain here that you can see online. Furman with AP Production taking care of it, and of course Shannon Fosna, our show producer.
Shannon.
Yep, she's waving right now with her Saints Christmas hat. Everybody's got our Christmas hats on. You got to check it out. Gino just switched his hat up. Now he went from a little tiny reindeer antlers to a reindeer Christmas hat.
Something or other. The other one was crushing my head, so I had to get something a little more comfortable.
Well, good thing we have a whole bag of Christmas hats that we'll be wearing throughout the show. And
Courtesy of Don and Cindy Getling.
That's right. we tend to collect a lot of hats. I think, what do we have? Probably 25 different Christmas hats in there?
Yep.
And all you guys are suckers because we make you wear them all the time. The whole office here is like, really, hats again? But it is fun. And Jeff, thank you for being a trooper and wearing the
Glad to do it.
What's it, Jack?
Jack Skeleton.
Jack Skeleton,
From
yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Very nice. But he's not a nightmare. He helps people with short sales and helps them getting back into the market.
That's how you ask.
Good point. Good point.
That could be a nightmare.
Again, Jeff Hunter with Real Pro Advantage. Him and Amy Certain, they just do a great job. And we were talking a little while ago about the media, Jeff, and I'd love to get your opinion because you work in this industry. You study it. I love that you actually study our industry. A lot of people just go with the flow, and they don't really study the news. They don't study the what's happening, the trends, and all that. And I know you do because I've read your blogs, I've seen the information, and we've had a lot of conversations. And we were talking about the fear of the media because we want to make sure people understand the real info. Just like the, for example, unemployment numbers coming down from 10% down to 7%. Everybody's like, whew, they're creating a lot of jobs. But unfortunately, I'd say at least half of that is people leaving the job market in general. So it's not really new jobs being created to lower it. It's just, unfortunately, a lot of baby boomers and people that are frustrated trying to get a job just leaving the market, just not getting a job. So that number's skewed.
Right.
Just like we're going to see home sales numbers come down. They have to from this euphoric number because they were so low before. So, of course, the increase in sales, the percentage increase is going to be huge. At some point, it's still going to be strong numbers, good numbers, but the percentage won't be 22%. You know, it may be down to a normal number between 1 and 6%, like it should be.
Well, ultimately, what we want to see, Don, is we want to see home sales coming back to their historical trend line. And historically, price appreciation, you're looking at, if you get 4% annually historically, that's the magic number. You did good.
Well, think about that. A 4% on a $400,000 loan, that's a lot of money.
Here in California, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, Michigan for a $70,000 house, maybe not so much. But
right. 2,800.
Right. But they're gaining 4%, about 6 to 8 months ago. It seems like every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The way that things were going and the way that the market and the buyers in the market were I guess creating that essentially.
So well, yeah, if you had a $400,000, but with the market the way it was appreciated, you had a $400,000 home in 1 year, basically went up to almost $500,000.
Yeah, that was craziness. That can't keep happening.
No.
You know what happens is homes were just so incredibly affordable because of low interest rates.
Right.
That's what was the major driver of the market. And I know you have an opinion about what.
Yeah, there was a lot of to me. Again, working in the industry or in the segment of this industry that I do, I see a lot of. I guess investors or cash buyers are, for some reason, really interested in buying houses that are short sales because for some reason, I don't know if it's because the word short, they think they're getting a deal. It's not that way anymore. Houses are being sold at or above market by the banks, by the investors, all
the short sale really means is they're selling for less than what they owe.
Less owed, correct.
No, but
so
what
I
think,
less than what the market.
I think the impression came from there were some people out there that were doing business in an unscrupulous manner, and they were defrauding the banks, for lack of a better term, and trying to convince the bank that the home wasn't worth what it really was worth, that's where the investor was picking up the difference.
Right.
So that idea that some people were getting those kind of deals, I think spread to all investors saying, oh, I can get a deal on a short sale.
Right. Well, the thing about how, we were talking about how the market went out of control with, a house being worth 400, the following year being 5. There were people, investors, flippers that were getting in on a short sale, call it January, at market, even above market, and by the time they closed escrow, could have been 60, 90, 120 days later, they have equity, 20,
Right.
30, $40,000 worth of equity. So they were buying and buying and buying, at least the deals that came across my desk, and didn't care what they were paying because they knew by the time they closed, they wait another, whatever they've got to wait, the 30, 60 days that the bank tells them.
equity position.
Yeah, and they're in a position to flip it after doing nothing to
And
the
do it
house.
again and again and again.
Yeah, and I think that has tapered off.
I agree.
Speaking of tapering, quite a bit. And now I think it's the opposite. Now they want to come in low, and now they're back to being typical investors.
So let's talk about that for a second. So what is coming across your desk? I mean, I know we talk about short sales being such a small segment of the market now. So how do you see them coming across your desk? Is there still people that are dealing with distress, and are the hardships the same as they were a couple of years ago? Or are they more the traditional short sales that happen, traditionally you always had short sales, they just weren't massively, it wasn't a whole market thing, it was just always death in the family, or a wage earner, or divorce, or something like that. Are you seeing more of those traditional short sales?
Yes.
Actually, let me tee that up, but one more
Sure.
on that to just preface, because we just got a report that shows that negative equity, meaning people underwater with their homes, is down to 13%, meaning down to 6.4 million from 7.2 million just last quarter. So if less and less people have equity position problems, is there still short sales out there?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's what everybody calls that I speak to nowadays. Well, what are you guys going to do? Well,
What
for
are you guys
now,
gonna do now?
I've got enough work that keeps me busy for 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
The
So
thing
you're
about
not taking any breaks yet.
no, and I haven't, and I see, we've been bursting at the seams. We've hired people. People have gone. During the time when there was, every other transaction, every other listing in the MLS was a short sale.
Right.
To now, we're quoting percentages and numbers and all that kind of thing. Short sales are down, and it is what it is. But the thing with us is that I believe that they're still there. They're still going to be. They're not going to be there in the same numbers that they have been. I think that if this the trend of values increasing out of control, I think that we could be back there again. But I don't think that. I think again, we talked about that, and I think that's tapering off and leveling off and getting back to a position where it needs to be. But ultimately, our position here is because we do work with so many real estate agents in the Valley, in LA, up north, actually Northern California. I have an agent who has 10 equity listings and 2 short sales, and in the past they'd work those short sales. Now they're just like, I have all these equity listings. I don't have time to work a short sale.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh,
So
that
I'm
makes a lot of
getting.
sense.
So before some agents felt they had no choice because all their deals were short, so
That's
they
right.
felt they had to be a short sale expert. But
Correct.
now it's only 10 to 15% of the market. They're like, well, why should I waste my time with that when I
That's
can go
right.
get standard sales?
That's
Or
right.
if they
Oh,
were
that
having
makes
a hard
sense.
time getting business at all, and they only had one deal to work, then they would work that short sale because they didn't want to spend any money
That's right.
on your services.
Right.
Now they're saying, gosh, I'm busy with all kinds of work. Why don't you guys take care of this for me?
Right. And if you talk to a lot of the real estate agents, and I know there's some, this is a general statement, that nobody's marketing them anymore because they're so busy with standard sales.
Right.
I think as we go into next year with some of the things we were talking about, and we'll talk about later, I think that not necessarily from an equity position, things are going to change, but there are going to be more people that are in negative equity positions that are going to realize that I think it's time to do that. I think it's time to finally, a lot of people, in my opinion, are sitting on their home. Maybe as the market's going up, I'm going to be in a position that I won't have to short sell.
Well,
my
actually,
house.
that's a good point because there are a lot of people, like you said, that have had either pushback due to a negotiation.
Mhm.
They're on an adjustable that's going to go up.
Mhm.
It may even go from an interest only to an amortized loan. Excuse me. But there's a lot of scenarios that are, one, probably going to keep you guys busy,
Mhm.
but there's a lot of people that we're afraid to short sell, maybe don't have a choice. I can think of a handful on top of my head right now that have been fortunate enough to be able to sit on their home for a while, but eventually going to have to make a move.
Yeah.
And if you're listening, don't be afraid to make that move, and make sure that you do work with a reputable real estate professional and somebody like Jeff and Amy with Real Pro Advantage to help you with that, to negotiate out of that if you need to. I mean, there are people still in negative equity.
Yeah, and what's really important, Don, too, is they should call us, because we can make sure that they do it in a certain fashion, working with a professional real estate agent, working with you guys, that they do it in a certain fashion that they can re-enter the market quickly and most effectively, so that they don't have to rent for too long.
Well, you take a lot of the stress away, do you not?
We do.
I know you do for us.
Sure, we do for sellers, we do for real estate agents, for escrow. That's ultimately what we try to do. We try to educate our team as a whole with, what I know, what Amy knows, what Archie knows, what Cynthia knows. So we're all on the same page, and no matter who you call and talk to, everybody's got the same knowledge. And again, we talk to homeowners who are out of their minds, talk to real estate agents who are stressing out because, oh no, it's a short sale, what do I do?
So pass the ulcer to you guys.
That's right.
But it's what you do, so that it isn't an ulcer for you. Just like us doing loans, this is what we do.
That's right.
All right, when we come back, Jeff, let's talk about what's going on in the market today. Also, there's some interesting tax information that everybody should know regarding the negative equity potentially on their home. And again, I want to talk more about your opinion in 2014 and what kind of year we're going to have in the real estate market. When we come back to the Don and Gino Real Estate Finance Show for the final quarter, you don't want to miss out. It's always the most exciting.